volunteer him to donate.
Yeah.
We volunteer him. Thank you very much. So, Ms. Ted, can you just get with the city manager and he can, take a, we don't need a motion to authorize him for that, right?
The day is on the 19th.
And if we decide to go on the 19th, at 11, where do we need to,
I was trying to hear you, Larry.
Walmart.
19th, is that a Sunday as well?
Yeah, it's a Sunday.
Yeah, the 19th is on a Sunday. It's the third Sunday in December.
So we need to, where do we need to meet the manager at Walmart in Quincy, is that right?
Yes, in the garden center.
In the garden. Okay, very good.
Consent,
Make a motion that we approve the minutes from the regular council meeting for November 2nd, 2021 as presented.
Second it.
there's no properly motion in second, Madam Clerk?
Yes, ma'am. Mayor Richardson,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Kimry,
Yes, ma'am.
and Ms. Goss.
Yeah.
Item 4 for discussion.
There were none.
Are there any citizens wishing to be heard on the?
Then we do have one.
All right, Mr. Wood. You may come forward.
Sean Wood, 305 West Marion. I think everybody knows me, but I want to be formal. I know you get a lot of guys or people come ask you for money. And that's one of the things that being in the same position for many, many years, I understand the problem with that. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is to think about what I'm telling you. Last year, we started really pushing decorating Christmas downtown. This year it grew. And I'm so excited when I go other places and people are talking about Chattahoochee. Now, I'm going to tell it like it is. Y'all know how I am. When I first came to Chattahoochee, they asked me if I wanted to work the Black Prom. That was 1990. And then when I look uptown and I see so many different people of so many different colors that are working together, I think it's our calling card. I think it's something that us as a city, we're starting to brand ourselves to where we are a community that can come together and do something fantastic. Everyone thinks that I'm in charge, but I'm in charge of nothing. All I do is facilitate with other people. There's some outstanding individual efforts that have went on to make what you see uptown happen. Some you don't see. You know, some are behind the scenes, some are out front. But in the end, I can tell you that this Christmas thing could make Chattahoochee a hallmark city. I think if you talk to your businesses, they will tell you that this is one of the best times that they've had in a long time. I believe that if we come together as a community and we push this through the holidays to where different entities come forward and do events. You have people, and I use him because he's here, you have a musician that is known all over, especially North Florida. Why don't we improve what we're doing next year? And in January, I know you'll start talking about your budget. And I would like for y'all to really look at Chattahoochee becoming that festival city. My wife wants me to travel 2 hours to Callaway Gardens to go look at lights. People are coming from everywhere to see the lights. They're eating in your restaurants. They're going into your stores. That parade, everywhere I'm going is what they're talking about. I will tell you this, as a city, I'm not upset because I don't think any city employee hasn't done every single thing they can do to help us within the guidelines. There are parameters that we have. But I want y'all to really look at it and think, you know what? Maybe this is the time of year that we need to come together and get better at what we do. Because if we keep building these businesses up here, they're not gonna stay if we don't figure out for reasons for them people to come from other places. Chattahoochee is not gonna sustain the businesses that they have. Hopefully in January, when you have your meeting, the other individuals, we can figure out a way to thank them, you know? I love the participation that they have. Just to say a few of them, you know, Sheila should be standing right here with me, okay? We started 30 years ago. Ken, you old enough, and you were part of the team when we fed 300 kids. Your grandmother, your church, and your father. And what was neat about that is him and James Atkins were the two main people that provided it. Two competitors. So WB's owner did the store across the street. Now who gave her electricity? The person that competes with her. That line runs from her business in the bleachers. Those are amazing things that are going on. And I'm asking y'all, y'all are our leaders. If our people hadn't told y'all this is what they want, I don't know what they can do. And I'm proud of Chattahoochee. I am. And I know I went over my 3 minutes and I want to be obedient. And so if you have any questions, I'll answer them. Or if you have any comments. And I want to thank the man, more so his wife. That train is fantastic.
I built that train.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. That is fantastic. And so I encourage you, I encourage groups. I love to see a gospel sing right here, car show, music fest, our MLK groups. I love to see every different group take this opportunity to bring people to town. So thank you for what you're doing. Thank you, your employees. Thank you, manager, chief, all of these guys that are working hard. And keep up the good work. If you need anything from me, let me know. And I don't know you, Mr. Miller. You're the only one I don't know in the room, I think. That's probably good. I don't know the attorney.
I don't have arrest powers, so you're safe.
Good. I'm still pretty fast.
Yeah, I'd like to tell you, thank you personally for the hard work, because I attended a couple of the meetings that you oversaw. Great idea. Great idea. And I thank you, and I'm like you. I'm proud of my little city. Work over to the captain, they get tired of hearing about Chattahoochee. So they got to the point that they're coming up asking me, what are you all doing over there in Chattahoochee? Your name came up to me today to my desk. Great things. They're looking at Chattahoochee everywhere. And I want to thank you for the hard work and the time that you put into what you're doing. It made a difference. Even while I sat there in a meeting in Orlando, watching, having my sister the camera, the parade, everybody went, what you watching? You so involved, because I got lost because I was trying to see who was who and what was going on. But one lady, when she said, can I sit beside you to see what's going on in Chattahoochee? Never heard of Chattahoochee. And you're absolutely right.
It's a calling card. And Commissioner, I want to say this again. I'm standing here, but I'm standing in place of a lot of people. And I'm the one that people see, and that's unfortunate, you know, for them, because they are working hard. You know, so the credit is so far spread. So I don't want them to think it's me, because in the meetings they show up in numbers, and they're out getting it.
I had somebody stop me at school the other day and say, I felt like I was in the mountains out on a trip. We just walked up and down the streets.
They are.
I mean, and I was proud of our town.
They're
I mean-
coming from everywhere to walk the
Yeah.
streets.
And I think we should start earlier, like in January, planning, get Robert build some more stuff.
It did pretty good, it's pretty outstanding.
Well, she did decorate, I just didn't include the PVC. You know, things like that, you can add to, you can
Yeah.
save them, and put that up, it builds, you know, add to it, and
Right.
build an inventory.
But talking to the Florida State Hospital director, he was elated. You know, and I think it's a time for them to have an employee event. You know, surround those things around the holidays. And with the lights, people, like the old saying, with lights, people will come. And that's what's happening.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your job you did.
Appreciate it, mate.
All right, bro.
Public hearing?
Could I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Last year I contributed to the program that was,
Start.
cards or posters,
Oh, postcards was like
Yeah.
Main Street.
and I hadn't heard anybody about that this year. Is that happening again?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they did, yes.
Okay, well, they didn't follow up on their past.
They sold them all out, I guess they need to expand on it
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
If
They
y'all know
sold out
somebody,
quick.
I'd be happy to participate in that again, if somebody give me a call.
All right,
Okay.
Mr. Ira.
You will? Here, I'll give you.
Yeah, there were no public hearings, Madam Mayor. No items for general business either this
I was
week.
going, I was waiting until I got,
You will have some in your January meeting, but just the timing of it. So at your next meeting, you will have, I think, 3 general business items.
all right. City manager.
Just a few things real quick, and I'll defer to school person Williams. If you're gonna talk about Second Harvest, in January, today?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I can, or you can go ahead.
I'll leave it alone. I wanna reiterate what, Mr. Woods said about the Christmas parade. Still getting texts and calls about it. People got to the parade. There was a lot of hands involved in that. It turned out very well. It was huge, big, long, biggest parade I've ever seen. And, I want to thank y'all for, sponsoring that event. I think it's a good thing to bring back. We did it in 19 and then COVID got us 20, but we're back with a vengeance. And I want to thank, Miss Cindy Glassio, who we appointed as the coordinator to line up, to recruit and line up. She really did the hard work on that parade on your behalf. So I've got to give a shout out to her. But many people who decorated and had entries and prepared for it, because it was a great event, as Sean said, and it'll be bigger and better next year. We want to keep adding to it, and maybe have some more after events, something broader for kids or playhouses or food or something. But thank you all for sponsoring that. We are having for employees and the council, the city Christmas party this Thursday. We talked about it a little bit, but one thing is that we will do that to thank our employees and have fellowship with them this time of year. I think it's important. Before you'll see a handout concerning, there's a lot of statutes in there, but you'll see the highlighting. What the 2 areas I really wanted you to see, no action needed or anything, but we've had some instances of some issues with some mobile food vending trucks, and we have shut some down, and we have some going through the license process, but there's a right way to do it. We're just making sure that the council's aware, the staff is aware of what is required. This is just one part of it that says what they can and can't do. There's another part that we're currently researching and working on, but has to do with their licensing from the state, from 2 different agencies, Department of Ag, Department of Health. And as we get that information, we will pass it, but we want to make sure what we require through any city occupational license or business licenses conforms with what the state says. So this is just to keep you informed as we are informed, and if any changes become necessary in our program, we'll let you know. It's just for information.
They are two different licenses, because the Department of Health does one, and then DPR does another one when it comes to cooked food.
That's correct.
And you have to go through a different one.
We just wanna make sure what requirements that the city has, what we're requiring on the council's behalf is in line with the up-to-date statutes, and we're doing it properly. We welcome everybody who's doing it properly here. But we don't wanna be the one who allows somebody to do something they shouldn't do, and so, God forbid, somebody gets sick. So, working on that, and, that's just for informational purposes. And I will take care of I'll get with Stacy, and that's all I have, unless you have some questions.
All right, and we'll go to Mr. Miller.
I don't have anything.
Mr. Miller, you got to say something. The last time we talked.
Goes with the territory.
All right, then, Mr. Kenya.
It's hard to thank someone by name without leaving someone out for everything that was done Saturday. And I won't even attempt to say I knew everybody that did what they did. But I will tell you this. Anybody that has a child that has watched television in the last 15 to 20 years knows probably about the Grinch that stole Christmas. Well, one of the scenes in The Grinch That Stole Christmas that we watched with my granddaughter 42 times this past weekend. A scene where everybody in Whoville came together and did what they do at Christmas time, and it was one united community. And I think that's a good example of what we had over the weekend. We were just all from Chattanooga. That's just what it was. We had everything. And it was, I had people that had talked to me, true they all had, want to know what's going on in Chattahoochee. We always got the lights, you seem to have people that are willing to do something. How did y'all do that? And I just have to refer them to some of the people that I know that were doing it. I don't know how they do it. I mean, sometimes it just works. And putting the extra effort. So kudos to everybody that did that. And if I see you, and I know that you did it, I'll tell you personally, but until I can see you, thank you, everybody that worked on that. I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I know that it's a little early, and I don't usually do Christmas stuff about a week before, but Merry Christmas to everyone. And that's all I got at this time.
Ms. Williams?
First, I would like to talk about Second Harvest. I like to thank every individual, the ones that came out to receive and those that were there that were serving. And a special thank you to Ms. Pam Meadow and Mr. Councilman Kimmerer.
I was having fun.
They worked very hard in my absence of this last Second Harvest distribution. I would also like to thank our city manager and his group, because they're Johnny on the spot. And we could not do it without their help. They work hard.
Very hard.
They even take the list of those that want to be served at home, and they go out and they serve these people. And I am so grateful that you allow them to help us to get this done. On the January, what day did we say we were gonna do it in January? Is it the 2nd?
No,
17th
The
or
2nd?
it's the 13th, I remember, but I don't have it.
But, we will be,
I think it is the 13th.
having a Second Harvest distribution, in January. And I've also been notified by them today that on the 10th of February, they will also have Second Harvest here in Chattahoochee. If you
Yes.
know of anybody that would like to be served but cannot get out, please come by or call somebody, send somebody, because we don't want anybody to do without. We want to serve everybody that want. As a matter of fact, they've even given us more. Did you notice that? They gave us even more this time. I'm steadily in the meetings with them and on the phone with them, and I would like to see this to continue to happen here in Chattahoochee. The other thing I would like to give a shout out, thank you, Mr. Sean, thank you so very much for the hard work, the extra time, all of the people that participated with the parade. I am so sorry that I was not here to see it in person, but I was looking at it on my phone as it was going along because I had to work. It was beautiful. I was so involved in what I was seeing on the phone. To some of the people in the meeting that I was in came and sat down with me. They wanted to see the parade that I was so engrossed with. And they were making good comments. And they could not believe the small city of Chattahoochee had all of that going on at one night. The amount of people that was on the streets, the amount of people that was in the parade, that let me know that there were some people out there working to make it happen. And I would like to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
I just want to say thank you again to everybody. It was great. It was wonderful. It's good to hear people talk about Chattahoochee now. It was always negative, 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 negative. I got tired of hearing what's this, that. Now it's positive, and people see what I see or what I knew. It's my hometown. We're proud to be from Chattahoochee. I don't know of anybody that's not. And it took everybody to work together to come where we are now. Chief, bless you, honey. I know you was wore out. God bless him. If he ran from one end of town to the other, I don't know how many times, bless his little heart. But I thought about you, and I appreciate all you did. There was a lot of people there, a lot more than I had even expected.
Do you think, I've heard multiple times, most people have been in Chattahoochee for anything. Do you believe that? Do you think that's the biggest crowd?
Probably, yeah. It's been a
long
long time. I know when I was a little girl,
People are saying that's the biggest
because
crowd.
we came all the way through it, so see, we got to see it, and I think it could have spread it out more, see, people didn't realize it was gonna go on down past the old State Farm and all, because there was a lot of people. There was a lot of people, I was wondering where people was gonna park.
Film, it was a lot. They didn't want to believe that this small town had that many people interested in coming. I even had one young lady to make a comment. She says, "Is that where the Florida State Hospital?"
That's what we usually know by.
3/4 mile long parade.
We're gonna need some extra candy next
3/4
year.
mile long.
But you know, and we're gonna have to figure out a longer route.
Well, we've got to change, we've already making arrangements and looking at the dates.
And we're
People
gonna have to get Chief some help.
Yeah.
Bless his heart, we're gonna have some sheriff's department and some highway patrol people.
Well,
The
people
only thing
are
that can-
contacting us about the next year's date, schools. Apparently they can only do so many.
Yeah,
Yes.
They're contacting us about the dates for next year's Christmas parade right now.
well, somebody contacted me about the Grinch that was in the parade. They wanted them for the Grinch. They contacted me, hey, who was the Grinch?
Well, he's gonna be right over there next weekend.
Yeah, where DB's talking about? Yeah, well, Grand Ridge wants him for this weekend.
Well, he does it. I mean,
Well, I got his number and gave it to Grand Ridge. But they called me asking me who was the Grinch, so I had to put it on Facebook because I didn't see the Grinch, but undoubtedly he danced the
he
whole
was-
parade. They said he was wonderful. The kids talked about it. Even the ones at school was talking about, did you see the Grinch, what he did? I said, no, I was in the fire truck. I missed the parade. But I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody's hard work. The only thing I was worried about is some children running out there for candy. I was getting a little stressed about that because they was everywhere and everybody. I mean, it was just like there was no limit of where they would go to.
Maybe next time, instead of tossing the candy, we can walk the route and get a little bit closer to them, not have to.
Yeah. But see, everybody passed out, I mean, that would be everybody, cause I think everybody passed out candy. That's why I was just saying, we need to figure out something, cause like some of the kids got really close to us, like
Well, depending on what kind of candy it was.
yeah.
Good
You're
stuff.
right.
But it was wonderful. Thank y'all for what y'all doing with some of the things that's going on in Chattahoochee with activities that don't need to be going on. Appreciate y'all's work on that. And have you heard any more, have you talked any more about doing the sign down there like where we, I had mentioned before? Cutting her off the interstate?
Yes, the one, the entrance sign, well,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am. We're working on that.
Okay, cause I just think there's enough people that come off that interstate, that little sign that looks like that, that's not what it should be.
We're getting a new one.
Okay. That's all I have. And Merry Christmas.
Small steps.
And I thank y'all for the parade in my honor.
I know.
I saw that after the fact.
It was good though. It reminded me of my childhood. It was good.
Well, that was so recent that it couldn't have taken much effort.
Oh, that was so funny.
Okay.
That was sweet. That was a good
It's
comment.
smooth.
Yeah.
It's long.
No, you was smooth with that one now. Mr. Presnell, on the, event that they're doing at the south side, do you have the date for that?
Yeah, I hadn't heard nothing about it.
I have it, but I don't have it with me. Yes, we've already,
It's 18.
18, and,
If you don't mind, will you stand up and tell them what it is and what it is?
I just know it, they say the second annual Southside, in, Christmas in Southside, and I know it's Saturday, the 18th,
The 18th. Okay.
and I wanna say 5:30 or 6, but it is 18th.
What are they doing, just having something down there? at the
Santa
park?
Claus
what they
and
did
passing
last
out little gift
See, I
bags.
didn't know nothing about last year.
Last year they passed out like gift bags to the kids, and there was a lot of kids out there. It was a great turnout.
It was.
Yeah.
and we did,
About 18.
on the city has installed additional lighting down
Okay.
there, as well as some, decorations. Y'all purchased more decorations
Yes.
after
I
last
wasn't,
Christmas.
last year was, cause last year was so dark out there.
They're on
We
Lincoln
were out there, it
Drive,
was dark.
but we added LED lighting with
Okay.
we met with and we've been in constant contact with the organizers there, and met and added the lighting where they thought it would be, so there will be a little more lighting, plus the extra decorations, and we're trying to help them any way we can.
Yeah, and it's open to everybody to come on out. I mean, I love Chattahoochee, but Southside is part of Chattahoochee, so we gotta include that. We gotta get more in our community and bridge the whole city together. And that's one thing that I wanna see, the whole city bridge together. That's why I was so on making sure the lights are all the way out there and well lighted, cause last year we were out there and the lights were like dim and it was cold, and the kids come out and they enjoyed it. And last year there was a lot of kids that came out. They served a lot of kids. It took you back to, I don't know why some of you guys, when you were in little, like you went to church and they give you a little bag with your little nuts, your little orange, your apples, and your candy cane there. Yeah. So yeah, it was a nice turnout and a nice event that they worked hard to do. They did last year, and they'll be the next year, this year that they'll be
The
doing.
18th?
Yes, and I think it's at 5. So I did want to, I didn't mention that.
And if they need anything, and which they know that, but please let me know if there's something that the city can do down there at the park to make it work better.
The lights were a big thing,
They were.
Ms. Glass is very involved in that too, her, Ms. Blue and
Yeah.
Trina Blue were involved in. And, the lights were a big issue last year, so we got that covered, that's gonna be much better this year. I'd like to thank all the citizens of Chattahoochee and surrounding areas that came out to our parade. It was a blast. We had a blast. One thing I did wanna mention, and we kinda bounced around some ideas that they could do, like maybe talk with the Florida State Hospital and where everybody comes to park, do like a little carnival or something there after the parade. And the local vendors got stores, they could be out there selling their items too, so even if their stores closed, they're still making money, and Chattahoochee is still growing. Cause people wanna come to, like, I know when I was smaller, we used to have a carnival and things like that in Chattahoochee. So I would like to see things like that come back to town.
Yeah, we are looking to expand it. That's one of the ideas, but, you know, for the hospital, because of COVID-related things, they're still kind of restricted. But maybe by next year, that space will free up.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll be something good to, because once we get them in town, let's hold them in town. You know, they come to the parade, get the candy, and then they're gone. So if we could do something to hold them in town, some entertainment, you know, Mr. Daniels will get up there and play for us, so put some entertainment out there and, you know.
There's some bouncy houses and different things like that for kids.
And I'm glad you brought it early, Mr. Woods, because, yeah, we can work that into our budget for next year to start, when we start talking about it. So thank you for bringing that up early so we can start working on it. And I like to say that any citizens and different groups who have came before and asked for things and maybe didn't get it, coming up next year is the time to start asking, because once we do our budget, it's a lot for the city manager to have to go back and try to amend the budget and find some money from somewhere. So if you ask early, then we can try to find the money early and not wait till the end to try to find some money. Everybody come on out on the, I think it's the 18th out to the south side, bring the kids, they'll have a wonderful time. Come on out next year to our Christmas parade, we're gonna get a date, so we'll have it out there so more people can come. Cause I'm interested in myself contacting Budweiser to see if we can get them Clydesdales in their parade. I'm stuck on them Clydesdales.
Yes.
Yeah. They are some beautiful horses, so just grow parades. People will come from everywhere, and just like I said, if we have like the color of something to keep people in town once they get in town. Our business is gonna continue to grow. Thanks to all the business owners who decorated so beautifully uptown, and cause it takes hours of business on uptown, so it takes a lot to put those Christmas decorations up, and West Part was taking them down. It was easy to get them up. So, business owners, thank you. I hope you be very successful in this year and the years to come. Stay in Chattahoochee and continue to help Chattahoochee grow. If that being all, meeting is adjourned.
That's how Main Street's having their movie.